Early Islamic prophecies identified three major cities for conquest. Mecca and Jerusalem were secured within a single decade, but the third city resisted every major military campaign launched against it for the next 8 centuries. This photograph shows the Hagia Sophia in Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul. As the glittering capital of the great Roman Empire, it stood as the ultimate prize of the medieval world and a nearly mythical target for early Islamic armies. This geography made a successful invasion almost impossible. The city sat on a peninsula, with 3 of its 4 sides guarded by deep water and treacherous ocean currents, effectively removing standard land-based attack vectors from most of the perimeter. On the city's only land-connected side, attackers faced a massive water-filled trench, followed by this, a triple-layered system of stone and brick walls that reached heights specifically designed to break the momentum of infantry. This depiction shows the city's maritime defense. The only safe inlet for ships, the Golden Horn, was sealed off by a gargantuan iron chain stretched across the water, physically preventing an enemy navy from reaching the sea walls. These layered defenses transformed the city into a mathematical fortress. Its construction proved capable of withstanding the world's greatest armies for hundreds of years without a single breach. This is the Ayyub Sultan Mosque, built right at the foot of the ancient city walls. It marks the burial place of Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, a close companion of the Prophet Muhammad. He died here during the very first Umayyad land assault, a campaign that ended in total failure within sight of the Roman defenses. Because the Roman land walls were impenetrable, later Muslim armies shifted their focus to the sea. They built a massive navy and surged forward to capture the city's vulnerable waterfront. The Romans baited the fleet by dropping the defensive chain in the Golden Horn. Once the Muslim ships were deep within the narrow inlet, the Roman navy deployed a classified incendiary weapon. They unleashed Greek fire, a deadly liquid incendiary that spread directly across the water's surface. Unlike normal fires, dousing this chemical with seawater only made the flames burn brighter and hotter. The trap worked perfectly. Within minutes, the entire Muslim fleet was incinerated. Thousands were killed, and the absolute destruction of their naval resources forced an immediate retreat. The psychological weight of Greek fire and the unbreakable walls created a deep trauma. Successive empires, including the Abbasids, abandoned the idea of attacking the city entirely. The focus of the Muslim world was eventually pulled away by the Mongol invasions. Under Genghis Khan, these armies wiped out existing superpowers and occupied vast territories, leaving Islamic civilizations on the brink of collapse. This map shows the massive reach of the Mongol Empire. However, in the resulting power vacuum, the tiny point on this map, a Turkish tribe led by Ertugrul and his son Osman, began its slow rise into a global force. 700 years later, that tribe had become the Ottoman Empire. Now a global superpower, they turned their military attention back to the ancient walls of Constantinople. Ottoman Sultans Bayezid and his grandson Murad launched successive sieges, bringing hundreds of thousands of men and a massive new navy to the city's gates. This view shows the imposing, unbroken length of these ancient seawalls. Even with overwhelming numbers, the Ottomans could not find a way past the iron chain or scale these heights from the rocking decks of their ships. The failure left Sultan Murad a broken man. He passed his throne down with the belief that the city's engineering was a permanent barrier that would never fall. These centuries of defeat provided a clear engineering lesson. Standard military escalation was useless against a city specifically designed to absorb infinite human waves. This is Sultan Mehmed II. He took the throne as a 21-year-old, carrying the legacy of his father's failure and an obsessive determination to succeed where every previous Muslim leader had been defeated. The data of the last 700 years was clear. Infantry and wooden ships would never be enough to overcome the Roman defenses. Success required a total pivot towards specialized engineering and technological escalation. Mehmed began by sealing the city off with an army of 200,000 soldiers and a massive new navy, ensuring that no supplies or reinforcements could enter from the outside world. This is the basilica. It was the largest and most destructive cannon built up to that point in history, specifically engineered to deliver the kinetic force needed to do what human soldiers could not. Instead of scaling the walls, Mehmed used raw physics. The cannon's heavy projectiles fired from a distance, systematically pulverizing the ancient Byzantine stone into rubble. The continuous bombardment finally created breaches in the triple-layered defenses. Ottoman forces poured through these openings, ending the 800-year stalemate and claiming the city. This modern skyline is the lasting legacy of that shift in strategy. By prioritizing heavy artillery over traditional infantry assaults, Mehmed II dismantled the Roman Empire and established the Ottomans as the new dominant power of the world.